For years I've sat in crowded planes with my legs squashed, my arms tight, and I could almost smell the person next to me. So it got me thinking, is flying business class really worth it? To put this to the test, on my recent trip to Malaysia, I chose to fly their business class back to Perth in Australia. And today we're going to explore that journey, and keep watching this video to the end because we'll talk about how you can also fly business class for the same price as economy. One of the best perks about business class is when coming through immigration, you get an express lane. It's always so much better than the long queues. Before the big flight, I wanted to check out just how good the Malaysian business class lounge was. So I checked in at the desk and proceeded to have a quick shower to freshen up. Thank you. After freshening up, I was lucky enough to bump into the head chef of the Malaysian business class lounge, Shahemi.
Welcome to Malaysia Airlines.
We started off looking at the business class area, which had some fantastic food, and I sat down to have a Laksa, which was named one of CNN's top 50 foods from around the world. Just on first impressions, those noodles are super thick compared to what I normally get back home. You can see a lot of fresh herbs and spices. What I really like about this one is it gives me that home style of flavor. Even though we're in a place like this, it really balances the dish, so definitely an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Shahemi then took me to the first class section, which was absolutely breathtaking. It was so much quieter than the business class lounge. The food quality was another notch up, with the menu resembling more of a fine dining restaurant. If you could pick one dish that was your favorite, which dish would it be?
For the menu, actually my favorite is ribeye steak, medium.
Oh, so you like it a little bit more cooked. I used to be a medium rare, now I'm a rare steak fan, which is crazy. But what an amazing tour. Thank you for showing us. Well, I can officially say we had a great experience at the Malaysian Airlines Lounge. Let's go through a bit of a rating. From the staff, I'd give them a 5 out of 5. The food, 4.5 out of 5. In terms of the amount of people there, it is one of the only lounge options here, so that's inevitable. So we probably give that a 3.5 out of 5. Overall, luxuries, facilities, extras, 5 out of 5. Probably give this lounge a 4.5 out of 5 total. So I really enjoyed it. Before I show you the flight, when looking for a discount business class fare, in order to get a cheap ticket, firstly, look up the destination where you want to go. Secondly, check out any major airports within 1 to 2 hours of that location. 3, look up a business class flight from your departure destination to one of those nearby airports, and then pair it with a domestic flight to that destination. You'll find that not only is it a lot cheaper, but it's a great way to earn aircraft miles, which you can use to buy free trips in the future. Now for the most important part, the flight. So I'm excited to take you on board there as we head to Perth now. Alright guys, we're officially on board and it's been a great experience already. I've been offered not only a juice, champagne as well. Loving the service. Let's talk about business class. First of all, when you press these buttons, the seat moves back and the amount of space that you get is simply unprecedented. I'm over 6 feet and I can easily stretch out my legs all the way to the end, which beats having my knees up against my chest in economy. On this flight, there weren't too many film choices, but they did have the best movie of all time, Lord of the Rings. So no guesses about what I watched for about 3 hours on the flight. For dinner, there are a great array of options. To start out, I had some of the satay chicken. At first, I thought that the size was perhaps a little bit small, but it was delicious and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. The salmon tataki was nice as another entree. However, it was a little mushy in the middle, maybe because of the way it was refrigerated or kept. So again, I gave it a 3 out of 5. The main meal in terms of size was very, very good, and the fish was superb. It was really nice and moist, and I loved all the flavors and sauce combination. The only downside is that the rice was unseasoned and the vegetables were a tad on the softer side. Overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5. To wrap up, the cheesecake was well presented, but I felt that the sauce tasted a little artificial. So the cheesecake gets a 3 out of 5 for me. Overall, I thought the menu was diverse and I felt full by the end, but the flavors weren't that 5-star experience that we had in the lounge. Towards the end of the flight, I was feeling a little bit peckish, so I got up and pestered some of the staff for some cookies. Now those were a solid 5 out of 5. So we've landed in Perth, Australia. I've got my little kangaroo friend there. How would I encapsulate Malaysian Airlines in one word? Kindness. At the lounge, I could have just had an average experience, but the team wanted to take us and show us the first class lounge, and even got to sample a little bit of food as well. And then on the flight, maybe the food could have been improved a little bit more, but the service, the attentiveness, there wasn't a moment in that entire flight where I felt neglected. So next time you're considering a lower cost option for business class, Malaysian is definitely the way to go.